Hey guys, Bob Brennaman here, and I'm going to cover a subject that I get asked a lot of questions about, and today's subject is related to flood zones. First of all, I am a licensed realtor. I'm not a licensed insurance agent, so kind of take what I'm telling you from a real estate standpoint and not necessarily somebody who knows everything about flood zones. But I've been in real estate for 20 years, so I've closed a lot of transactions that are in flood zones. The biggest thing I think you need to be concerned about, a lot of people move here and they don't want to be in a flood zone. Truth of the matter is, I would say 70% of the Charleston area is in some sort of flood zone. Most of it's in an AE, like Apple Eric, which is a low-grade flood zone. And as long as your house is, built relatively new, then it's going to be out of the floodplain, and your flood insurance shouldn't be any more than $300 to $500, $600 a year. You can also be in an X flood zone or a C as in cat, and those are really good flood zones to be in because you don't have to carry flood insurance. You could carry supplemental flood insurance, and some people do, but I would say a large portion of people do not in those zones. And then you also have the zone that I'm not a fan of, and that is the V as in velocity flood zone. And you see that around the ocean, oceanfront properties. You sometimes see it around the rivers and the creeks. It really is a flood zone that you don't want to be in my opinion, unless you've got a lot of money, because it affects your flood insurance in two ways. It affects you, obviously, you're paying extra for flood insurance, and that can be, depending on when your house was built, it could be several $1,000s a year to, $10,000 a year if you're in a V flood zone. If your house is really old, it could be that high. The thing to remember is, too, that the V flood zone also affects your homeowner's premium. So not only does your flood insurance go up, but you also have a higher homeowner's policy than what you normally would have. Again, very common question, very common concern that people have that move here. I'm happy to go into more detail about flood zones. If you want to call me, you can reach me on my office number, which is 843-345-6074, and you can check out our websites that are devoted to this area, our main one being BrennamanGroup.com. Till next time, y'all.